There we go. Namaste. Welcome, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sadhana. I am a intuitive reader, healer, and Tuesdays I'm usually here doing live readings. And for the past, I'm going to say a couple of months now, I've been working with specific spreads, using different spreads, also supporting the tarot community, just learning. There's a power to doing a reading with the spread and having specific intentions and energy around places of the cards. So not only do we read the meaning of the card itself, but also we have an underlying energy of that spot where the card lands on the table. And for years and years, I've been doing just kind of free flow intuitive spreads. And I'm not sure what it was that prompted me to start working more with intentional spreads, but I've found it has really directed my readings in a beautiful way. And so today we're going to look at another relationship spread. Last week we did I believe 6 card, and today's a 7 card relationship spread. So these, I won't be doing a lot of readings, but this is a wonderful opportunity to kind of look at relationship. Now, this does not have to be a romantic relationship. This could be something like an internal thing with yourself. It could be with a friend. It could be with a family member. It could be with a partner in business. And so we can look at the dynamic of both parties, you and the other party, and then kind of the building, the foundation of the relationship, and how the relationship, where it may need attention. This particular spread that I'm working with today comes from the guidebook for the Marielle Tarot. So this is Marie White's version of a relationship spread, and I really like her spreads in the back of her guidebook. She's done a really good job on the little nuances that she shifted up with a lot of these common spreads. So that's what we're going to do today. So welcome everybody. I think I'm going to use the way home today. We have 7 cards on the table, so I need to use a smaller deck. Or at least a standard size deck. I was going to go get a mini, but it's kind of hard to see on the camera. Let me say hello to everybody in the chat. Welcome to Neelam. Hi. Mystics Haven. Welcome. Excellent. Yeah, happy to do a reading for you. Hi, Kristen. Thanks for being here. And that banner on the screen, I'm also going to just do some quick announcements before we start as well, too. Hi, Diana and Anita. Happy to do a reading for you. Sacred Turtle, welcome, welcome. And Dion, hello. Hello to you. Hi, Mary Beth. Oh, excellent. And Mary Beth is here. So one of the things I need to get Mary Beth's, actually, I'll just speak to it. I'm going to do a little variation. Mary Beth, who is part of our Facebook group, part of our book club, had posed a question yesterday in the Facebook group. If you're not part of my Facebook group, the link is in the description box below. And you're welcome to join. It's open to everybody who's kind of following me and interested in the kind of things that I love to teach and share. Trouble with somebody at work, and looking at the dynamics of self versus that person at work. And one of the things about relationships that is really, really hard to wrap our heads around, even when it seems like a relationship appears not very close to our own journey, to our own transformation, to our own healing, sometimes random people just come into our life that press our buttons. And I feel like Mary Beth's question is this perfect example of somebody that's come in, pressed a few buttons, created a sticky dynamic. And so I'm going to do the first variation on the reading for Mary Beth in this situation. I think it's a really good example of how to vary up and mix up these spreads and not just make it about a love relationship. So that's what I'm going to offer at the start of. Hello, cards, journals, and all that jazz. Wow, excellent channel title. Christine and Celeste, hi, I haven't seen you for ages. Welcome, nice to have you here, Christine. Anna Louisa Herring, hello. All right, excellent. I hope if I've missed anybody or there's anybody in the background, hi, welcome, welcome. Okay, so Mary Beth. We'll go to, okay, so you're going to be ducking, you're going to watch the replay. Okay, so I'm going to do your reading first, and then I'll get to everybody else that's in the chat today. All of you are invited to join me April 24th and 25th, coming up very, very soon, under the luminosity of the super pink full moon. It's not quite the full moon when this retreat is going to happen. It's happening April 24th and 25th. This is going to be on Zoom. This is a circle of people who just are dying to connect, heal, chant, rest. The intention for this 2 days, 2 4-hour sessions, so 4 hours on Saturday, 4 hours on Sunday, is that you can be nourished. There'll be an opportunity on Saturday for plenty of letting go exercises. And then on Sunday, we will be filling the cup back up so that you leave the weekend feeling restored and refreshed, connected, and almost like, you can head into May, head into Beltane, the more, beautiful, energetic part of the spring, with a sense of freshness, a sense of aliveness, and let go of some of that stagnant energy that may still be lingering from the winter. And for those of you that in the south, I reverse all of the seasonal information and say that you can head into the more slower and resting dormant part of your year feeling a little calmer, right? It's hard to move into the more dormant seasons if we're feeling a little frazzled. And so wherever you are in your year, these 2 days could really help to just shift a little bit of energy. And if you are not able to attend the live sessions, I will be recording it, but it would be amazing if you could attend live on one or both of the days. And all of my classes, you can register through the through my webpage. And I'll just put that in the chat right now as well too. Okay, there's a bunch of other classes that are coming up, and I will just briefly mention these at the end as well too. Read With Me 2 class is a class that focuses on the seasons. It focuses on cycles and how to build in timing and tarot and to work with that kind of energy in your readings. Not so much in a predictive way, because we do talk about prediction, but how working with the cycles and the seasons really helps to inform your readings and add layers and make them much richer. And so Read With Me 2 is on Wednesdays starting June 2nd. All of my classes, there's only 8 spots. So don't try to register last minute. The classes have been pretty much filling up. So I invite you to go check out my website. The Court Card Series. So Court Card Series 1, which is a really wonderful way to kind of dial back and start to look and break down the energy of the court cards. So this is, again, a 4-part class. It starts May 2nd. I also have a Court Card Series 2, which I haven't offered in a while, but Court Card Series 1 starts in May. And then for those of you that have taken yogic practices to awaken intuition 1, or those of you that already have quite a meditative kind of practice, the second series is starting soon. So that is going to start on, and it's an evening class that starts middle of June. And then the other one, which was a request, I have put back up my Crystal Class Workshop Series. It is a 4-part series. It's going to be on Wednesday nights after the Facebook Live. So Wednesday nights I go live in the Facebook group. And then right after that, I'm going to come onto Zoom and do the Crystal Magic, integrating crystals into everyday life. It is a 4-part series, and you can sign up for all 4 or just 1. Okay, so all of those offerings are available now in my in the shop on my website. Okay, so please feel free to join. Okay, so we're going to go and go to the table and I'm going to shuffle. And we're going to look at Mary Beth's question first. And then after that, I will go back up to the top and I will go through the readings from the top. Okay, so the intention for this reading is for Mary Beth, and the situation is with a person at work. And Mary Beth was asking about how her shadow may be reflected in this particular situation. Is there something she knows is there something that needs to come to the surface, perhaps within herself, that she is not aware of? And so in this spread, I'm going to do this the same spread for everybody today, regardless of what your question is, but just vary it up a little bit. And then if you're doing your own reading for yourself, I'll just walk through the positions. In the description box below, you will find the short instructions for each of the positions. And on the thumbnail is the card order, but we're going to do that right now. Okay, so this is a 7-card spread. And I'm not going to go into deep detail, but I will give a general overview for everybody who gets the reading today. So nice to have this full deck back. I had a version of this deck and I trimmed it, and I was not happy with it, and then I reordered it. Okay, so 1. This is going to be Mary Beth's heart. Mary Beth's heart. So this is more of an internal reflection. This is Mary Beth's mind. Okay, so Mary Beth's mind right now is struggling with this particular person who's come into the office. And this is going to be the heart of the other person, the new hire, I believe. And this is the mind of the new person. And this is the foundation of the relationship. Perhaps this is the intention or something. I don't know. So this is the foundation. A lot can be revealed through the foundation. Just let me take that banner off. And then as we work up with the spread, we have advice. So this is going to be advice on the new hire, advice on the relationship between the new hire and Mary Beth. And this is the potential outcome. So we have heart on the bottom and mind on the top. Okay, so I can see here that Mary Beth is trying. And I know Mary Beth, right? She gives everything, her best effort, and she is such a wise soul. And so the Hanged Man card here is just, to me, it's confirmation that she's doing her best to kind of wrap her head around whatever is going on. It may also, so this is her heart, this is her mind. Her mind is 10 of Swords. In this particular 10 of Swords, there's a lot of toxic waste that is within the bird, within the dead bird. It's quite a graphic image. It's if this is what is in the mind, there is definitely a need to take some space and to clear the mind. And I'm fully aware that you are doing practices to help clear your mind. But perhaps what I'm feeling is that if you were to do a journey tonight, if you were to do some meditation, some of the practices that you are working with, to put an intention of clearing the space at work. So rather than, what do I want to say here? To own your own current, the discombobulation of the mind as a reflection of what's going on with work. So bring a very specific intention of what's going on with work into your meditation. Okay. Father of Wands is the heart. So this is a very, fiery person. This is a person that likes to stir things up. This is an antagonistic person. And the mind is strong and powerful. This is an energy that is not something you want to have in the office, right? This is a dynamic player. It's a dynamic player. So the potential outcome, Seven of Wands is not a great potential outcome. They could be just on their own bandwagon, they could just be, why did they come? Perhaps they came to this job for the money. Perhaps that was their intention of coming here. Okay. And as always, one of the things I want to say is that if you see something in the dynamic of these cards and you want to chime in and add to support Mary Beth in this reading, to please put your comment into the chat, because it's really, really great if we can feed off each other and build a dynamic. Okay. The card in the middle, I'm just going to see what Marie's intention was for this one. It's advice. Okay. Well, that's really good advice. The advice is temperance. There may be a particular underlying motive, issue, or reason that this person came to this job that was not revealed. It feels like they have what I want to say. They have, because we have this dynamic here, I almost feel as if there is a personal issue that is being mirrored in the situation at the office. And they are using the conflict at the office, probably not in the best way, it's triggering something within them. So what I want to say to Mary Beth is to recognize that this Seven of Wands energy may very well be charging something personal. So if you can focus on that issue that is creating this energy that is not so comfortable at the office, and work with them, work with this person to, as an individual rather than as an employee, because you have the skills to do that. There's something that you would also benefit from releasing, right? So it's like that. It's like you are triggering each other here. Okay. The thing that makes me uncomfortable also is that if this doesn't sit well with you, if they came to this job for the money, that may be the root of the problem as well too. The other thing, having the Nine of Pentacles down here, is that this person may also have a lot of resources. A lot of they might not feel like their resources are recognized. So check in with that one as well too. Okay. And then if you want to go ahead and kind of work through this spread again on your own, and see if any of these patterns are repeated. Okay. So I hope that helps. Okay. Oh, Mary Beth is here. Okay. So it is a non-profit. Of course, Mary Beth, I understand. Limited to what you can say publicly. Okay, so good. I hope that helps a little bit. All right, so I'm scrolling way back up to the top, and we're going to go to Mystic's Haven. And let us shuffle. And then I'm just going to scroll down and see if there's a specific focus Relationship question for Mystics Haven. Any direction? Farid, hello to Farid. Swan Spirit, hi there. H Moon, hello. Alana, hello. Oh, you got your Botanica, wonderful. Okay. All right. And I'll put my YouTube up so I can see if you are chatting through YouTube. Okay. All right. If you have anything specific you want to share with me, Mystics Haven, just put that into the chat right now as I am shuffling for your relationship reading. Okay. Okay. This reading is for Mystics Haven. And the cards on the left will recognize her, and the cards on the right will recognize the relationship of inquiry. You're separated from your husband and thinking that the solo path may be for you. Okay. So in that case, let's just have the cards on the right represent the other. This is good. This is another variation that we can play with. And perhaps the better thing to do is to kind of look at your relationship with yourself, the balanced relationship of yourself as a whole being, as a whole person. So why don't we do that? I think that's a really, we'll see what comes up in the cards, but the cards on the left would represent your lunar, feminine side. The cards on the right would represent your masculine, solar, active, dynamic energy. And so this would be more of a healing reading, a reading for finding your whole self. And of course, something may very well speak to the relationship of the partner that you are separated from at this time as well too. So we'll just kind of go with the flow here. All right, so heart and mind of the self. So the heart. Oh, this is such a beautiful card. Nine of Cups. Right? The heart is actually quite peaceful. You know, I feel a very relaxed, energetically relaxed, energetically at ease. I love that word, energetically at ease. And okay, so it's going to be one of those days, repeating cards. So the mind is feeling powerful. The mind is feeling like you've got this. And so in your comment, I'm separated from my husband and I'm thinking the solo path may be for me. It looks very much like this is a place of comfort. It's a place of ease. And maybe for the time being, this aspect of your journey, reclaiming the strength and the beauty of your feminine self, feminine self may be exactly where you need to be. Okay. Oh, you know what? This is just beautiful. We have the Emperor at the heart and we have the Fool at the mind. And so 100% exactly what your intuition is saying is that you have the strength. You have the strength of mind. You have the strength of heart. So here, the Emperor, this is the brain. In the Empress card, I believe there's a heart and a tree, and in the Emperor, there's a brain and a tree. And to have this sitting on the right side in the position of the heart just shows me exactly how strong you are and exactly how your intuition is. This is the Fool card up here in the mind. So you're ready. You are ready to step off into your own journey. And this feels kind of very beautiful, actually. Okay. Scarcity. Let's talk about the Five of Pentacles at the foundation. There are some cracks. There is some healing. There is some, right? These plants. So on the positive side, there are seeds, right? There's seeds inside those tomatoes. Those tomatoes will grow again. They will make new plants, and the potential for something fulfilling and nourishing is definitely there. But with this at the foundation, I really feel like the best advice is self-care, nourishment, like hydration. What was I going to say? Like, how do you feed a garden, right? You need fertilizer. You need to look after yourself. You need to look after your whole self and nourish your whole being. And the advice position is temperance again. Wow. Okay. So you know what that means, right? What that means for yourself. And this is Two of Swords up at the top. I just want to speak to this right away because this is kind of I want to say an awkward card in the outcome position. But look at how these swords are cutting through the rope. And that rope may have been something that was binding you mentally, binding you physically, binding the authentic you. And so I almost feel like those two swords are cutting, they're creating freedom, they're creating space. Hi, Elena, welcome. Okay, so I just feel this is really, really beautiful. And I would, take a screenshot of this and spend a little bit of time journaling, because you couldn't have a more supportive reading for you moving forth on your journey as a solo journey for a little while, because that's exactly what your heart and your mind need and want. It's what spirit is it's the message that spirit is sending you right now. Okay, so thank you for opening up and sharing with us. I really appreciate that. Okay, so let's go to Neelam, who was next in the line. And Neelam, do you have anything specific about a relationship that you want to share with me, so that I can just wrap my words around your unique situation? That would be kind of helpful. I just wonder if you've already put something into the chat or not. I'll just wait and see if you add anything up. You're very welcome. And I get that there's a couple of people with a mystic, and I know I've asked you your name before. Oh my goodness, I want to say it's Veronica, but it might not be. Anyway, know that me forgetting your name is it's not intentional. Okay. Fareed, there's no list. I'm just going to go through, and I will probably only do, I'm going to say about 4 or 5 readings today. I'm going to go from the top. And so if you're patient and you're present, Apurva, if you want to post a list, or if there's any other mods, you can do that. Teresa, you know what? I'm just going to write that down in my book here, because I don't know. I know I've asked you before. I know I've asked you. Mystic's Haven is Teresa. Okay. Sometimes if I write it with a pen, then I remember better. Okay, so Neelam. I should really add some more mods. I used to have so many. Oh, okay. Excellent. Apurva has done a list. Thank you, Apurva. All right, Neelam. Oh, I see. I'm single right now and looking for a spouse. Okay, got it. Got it. All right, so this is for Neelam and a future spouse. And if you've had a reading in the last couple of weeks, I haven't been recording or keeping track, so I'd really appreciate it if you would just share, my energy with others. Okay, so Neelam's heart. Okay, Neelam's heart, Four of Pentacles. Neelam's mind, Three of Wands. Okay. Sorry, big sigh. Big sigh. The positive aspect of this is one of sure-footedness, like feet on the ground. I know the frog is not a heavy animal. There's a magic and a mystery to a frog, but also we can't deny the tension of the four. The fours create security and foundation, but they also create restriction. And so I would want to encourage you to kind of lean into your heart space, and to create a bit of breath, a bit of kind of more like living in the flow energy, to release expectations, to be more in trust and not to worry about this, to open the heart space a little bit, like to have a four at the heart feels almost claustrophobic. However, the mind is ready, right? The mind is ready to move forward. The Three of Wands at the mind is really beautiful. And I love the hope, and I love the magic lights that are in this card. It's such a beautiful window of opportunity. So that's the only thing that I want to say about that down there. Okay, so we have the Wheel and we have the Death. So two major arcana cards here. For a potential spouse, for the energy of meeting someone. And this would, if we're looking to a message from the universe and having the Wheel of Fortune and the Death card here, to me would signify that it's almost like the universe is bulldozing a path to clear something open for Neelam, that things are changing, and that if there are sudden shifts or unexpected endings or changes, to really embrace these changes and to know that these changes are happening for you, not to you, and to be excited about them, to be excited about these big shifts because they are clearing the way for wonderful things to come. It's really beautiful that the Four of Wands shows up here as a potential foundation for a new relationship, right? Very different having the Four of Wands at the foundation of a relationship than having a four in the heart space. So the advice, right? This is kind of what I was saying. Where's my little chopstick? This is kind of what I was saying here. So that tension in the heart space needs to be released. You need to lean into the suppleness, the softness of the, in this case, she's called the Mother of Cups, right? Trust your intuition, lean into your feminine energy, wear your favorite clothing, take time to do your hair, just really be comfortable in your femininity and your intuition and your emotions, right? This is the advice. Okay. Beautiful outcome card, 3 of Pentacles. Beautiful foundation card is the 4 of Wands, which is the building of a foundation, right? And then we have the 3 of Pentacles, which is also a card of creation. So I think these are 2 very, very important messages for you today. And I would suggest that with these 2 cards here, that there could be some serious shifts of energy that are happening, and to not fear those shifts, but to lean in and to embrace those shifts wholeheartedly. Okay. All right. Thank you for the super chat, Mary Beth and Elena. And okay. All right. I don't know if you can hear my dog Amber in the background, but she's snoring away. Snoring, and it's still, well, it's not morning, but it's early in the day. Okay. All right. So I know Elena had a question as well, too. I'm going to go to Anita, and then I will go to Elena. Okay, Anita, Elena, and then I will go back to the list. Okay. So Anita would like a reading for her and Yogi. Okay, so this is for Anita and Yogi. Okay, so you, Neelam, you are in masculine energy these days. Okay, right? So this is like lose the pants, put on the dress, right? Lose the pants, put on the sari. I don't know, where you are. Are you in India? Where are you? Yeah, embrace that divine feminine energy. Allow that inner Shakti to grow. All right, so let's focus on Anita and Yogi. Anita and Yogi. Anita and Yogi. Okay. Okay. Nice. That was a really nice, clear cut of the cards. Okay, so Anita's heart. Love that. So this this is a huge transformational card. This is a judgment card. And there's a real kind of rising above, a spiritual awakening within the relationship. Also, paired in the heart of Yogi is the universe card. So you are both recognizing either the need for, or the space, or that this is a time of transformation. This is a I want to say like a spiritual awakening. The relationship is moving to a new level. The relationship is turning to something deeper, more magical, more beautiful. Okay. Okay. I just love it on these Tuesday readings when we have these repeating cards. And this is a reminder that if you hear messages and readings that aren't for you specifically, that these 22 people that are gathered here watching this reading at this time, there's something here for you. Okay, so this is the mind, and it's beautiful that the mind wants to lean into the intuition. These 3 cards all make perfect sense. These are about taking time for connection, taking time for connecting in ways that are deep, and deep, what do I want to say? Taking time for connection. That is that, it's that kind of magic, when you touch somebody's hand, you feel the spark, right? And you feel it in your soul, not in your groin. Okay. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. Why are these cards? Oh, I must have put the cards in upside down. Okay. Okay. Tower is in the mind. All right. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that you are both ready to seriously shift this relationship, to shake things up. And I would suggest that really spending some time doing things that are going to shake that foundation may be super uncomfortable, but that is the advice here. That is the feeling. That is the energy. Four of Pentacles is the foundation of the relationship, which is an awesome foundation of a relationship, right? It creates security. It creates a home. It creates, I was talking about this in, I believe, sorry, I don't know whose reading it was, but this we want to have here, not in the space of the heart, because this does create the foundation. However, these other cards suggest that perhaps it's time to rethink that foundation, and perhaps that foundation has become a little too the inertia is just reached a point where it's ready to bust. And I'm referring to not only the Tower card, but the Judgment on your side as well, too. The advice is to care for yourselves. The advice is to bring in that nourishment. And I'm going to repeat, I think this is spiritual nourishment. This is about taking a journey together to find a whole new level and a deeper, I don't know, just... I could almost see you two taking like some kind of a couples course together with a leader that really understands about connections and relationships. And then the outcome is one of, I love this card. So this is the oyster and 3 pearls and the oyster. This is the 3 of cups. So it feels like if you do a little bit, not a little bit, this is a lot, lots of major cards here. So if you lean into the more spiritual aspect of your relationship, it's going to have tremendous emotional benefits and it's going to bring you closer. But it's work. It's work. And it might come through some kind of a conscious practice that the two of you already have. It might come through a course. It might come through taking some time off together and retreating together. But this is what your relationship is calling for at this time. Okay. All right. So that is Anita and Yogi. Just double checking these cards. Sorry about right today. All right, so I think now we're going to go to Elena. Hopefully Elena's question is not too far down the chat. Thanks, Diana. Okay. And Dion would like a reading for her and Brandon. Okay, so that one will be next. I'm just going to go to the super chat. I need to find Elena's question. And VM is here. Hello to VM. Okay. Okay. Can you please repost your question while I am shuffling? I would appreciate that. Okay. And then I don't know how I'm going to do this. Okay. Hopefully this won't jump. So Dion will be next, and we're going to go to Alina now. Maybe Christine, maybe triplets. Okay. Oh yes, Tom. I did see that. I did see that earlier. Okay. All right. So this is for Alina and Tom. So again, thanks for the super chat, and we will explore divine guidance. Alina and Tom. Diana, we missed you in the class on Sunday, by the way. I know you let me know that you couldn't come, but I just wanted to say that. Okay, so Alina, justice. Here she is again, third time, twice in this position. Okay, Daughter of Wands, the Chariot. Okay. Looks like Tom wants to play. Looks like Tom wants to play. Looks like Tom is feeling very, very fiery and wants to kind of bust out of the routine, which seems to be a bit of a theme today. Okay. Super strong foundation of the relationship. Eight of Swords is the advice, and Four of Swords is the outcome. Okay. Well, that's kind of funny. So if I take this on a very light, in a very light nature, in a light way, it feels like after you have all this fun and this adventure, you're going to need to rest, right? So sometimes we can take things very, sometimes we don't have to take things so seriously. Diana, I will post the recording soon. I apologize for being behind in my things. Okay, so now let's go a little bit more. I'm going to get a little bit more serious here. So with the Justice card in Alina's heart space, that is, that's a tricky one, to have justice sitting there. And this is a card of understanding the karmic cycles of life. And that both you and Tom have come into this relationship with stuff, right? With baggage, with things that you need to work through. Some of these patterns have come through lifetimes. Some of them are very specific to this relationship, but the reason that you have entered into this relationship is so that you can learn and grow from each other. And I want to look at the body language here of these two hearts. So it almost looks as if Tom is not taking your the issues that are arising in your heart seriously. And in your mind, you know that this is very, very real. You know that what is coming up for you at this time is something that you definitely need to deal with. And so working together in moving through whatever this karmic pattern is, that's, it doesn't feel good when we feel this in the heart space. It's like, we need to remember it's happening for us. It's happening for the greater good, and it's happening for the evolution of our soul. Both the Salmon and the Daughter of Wands are facing away from the reading. And so what I suggest is that in order for Tom to help you move through what it is that you are feeling at this time. There's a lot of feeling here, right? To have this Mother of Cups above this challenging major arcana card is the way to call him in is through action. The way to call him in is through, you know, honey, let's go play a game of golf. Why don't we go climb a mountain? You know, the way to call him in is through something fiery, something active. The way to connect is through something active. Okay. And that might be the best medicine that you need at this time, because sometimes when the heart is feeling, if there's a little too much water happening over here, you need that fire. And for some reason, he's not leaning into that fire. So you need to call him in and let him know that you need that fire. Okay, so that's up to you, because he doesn't recognize that he doesn't recognize that. Okay, I want to talk about this Eight of Swords here. So the Eight of Swords is the card that just finished in the Wildwood in the Wheel of the Year. And one of the things about the Eight of Swords is that we need to recognize that we have the lamp. We have the tools to work through this. We're in this struggle. So the Eight of Swords speaks to the Justice card, okay? These two are connected here. Whatever whatever's going on in your mind, whatever's going on in your heart, and perhaps this also speaks to a disconnect between your heart and your mind, is so worthwhile moving through. We don't always have to know exactly what it is about, but we need to allow ourselves to feel it. Okay, so you need to feel it. You need to acknowledge it, not to suppress it. And then you need to charge it up, right? I almost feel like we need to take the battery, you know, and just put some juice into you and to help you bust through this. But he can help you because he's the charge. He's the electrical charge. All right. So you make the invitation, right? And it doesn't have to be climb a mountain, right? You can, you know, climb into bed or whatever it is that you guys like to do, right? There's lots of ways to light the fire, and he wants to play. He wants to play. So appeal to his playful side and he will respond. Okay. All right. Oh, welcome to Daria, my creations. Hello, Daria. Okay. All right. So I believe, oh, it didn't jump. There we go. There we go. Brandon and Dion. Brandon and Dion. Oh, and I see that V left a bit ago. I have to leave and get ready for work. Oh, you're welcome. Glad that they're helpful to you. All right, so let's focus on Brandon and Dion. And see how we can help with their relationship. Okay, Brandon and Dion. Dion, what part of the world are you in? So Dion's heart and mind, Brandon's heart and mind, the foundation, the advice, and the outcome. Okay, let's look to Dion. Daughter of Swords. Okay. So she's facing away. And we have the element of air in the heart, which I can talk about from a yogic perspective, but let's just kind of keep this. And then in the mind is the Father of Cups. Okay, so, oh dear. I'm wondering if there's a bit of suppression going on here. Suppression of feelings. Wow. Okay, so please pay attention to the cards that have been repeating. Brandon's heart is full. Okay, Brandon's heart is full, and Brandon's mind feels quite secure. Like this does not feel negative in any way to me. It feels like Brandon is at a very good place at this time. So I'm wondering why your heart is not feeling his comfort. This feels like comfort and safety to me. He may be focused too much on money, maybe that. There's not a lot of feeling here. The Father of Cups, is a cup card, but it does tend to be it can often be one of suppressed feelings. The foundation of the relationship is justice, another repeating card. Okay, so I would say that you two came together to understand and to work through each other's patterns. So this is not a relationship where, you came together as what do you call it, twin flames or something. This is a relationship where you came together to really support each other, working through challenges. The advice is andante. The advice is to take it slow. The advice is to nurture and be patient with each other. The advice is to, feed the relationship. Right? So 7 of Pentacles, we want to I almost feel like cooking, food, that kind of advice would be a beautiful way to connect at this time, to quite literally feed each other, feed and nourish and care for each other. 6 of Wands it's a great card to have up here. We have a progression, and there's something about the way that this sword is rising up, and that you two are able to kind of pierce through these patterns that brought you together, the reason that you came together in the first place, and that indeed you will find your sunrise, perhaps you'll find your sunset together. But 6 of Wands it's a lovely card to have in a relationship, as long as you're both marching in the same direction. Okay, so the advice is definitely one to be patient, but I want to encourage you to trust. I want you to trust that he feels safe in this relationship, because this does feel very safe to me. And it feels like look at the house, look at the home, the light, the bright lights in the home. This is one of security and safety. So don't second guess the relationship. Okay. It might not be the romantic relationship that you dreamed of, but it is definitely one of security, and it's a beautiful, beautiful outcome card. Anna Louise's soul deck. Okay. So, Diana, I believe you had a reading last week. Can you just confirm that? I'm pretty sure you had a reading. Okay, so now I'm just seeing Dion's message here. For the longest time, I wanted a committed and long-term relationship, but now I can accept us as not being together. Okay, so it would have been helpful if you said kind of this at the beginning. You're not together at this time. Well, this makes sense, right? So this does not feel very involved. Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm going to go on to the next reading. It's really, really helpful if you tell me what your situation is so that I can speak to your situation. And that might, yeah, because that always gives a more informed reading. Alrighty. Yes, Apurva, it's been a long time since you've been at a live. All right, let's go to H Moon. H Moon. H Moon and R. Thanks for your understanding, Diana. Okay. Very interesting that Dion was sent that King of Cups card, and that card came up as in her mind space. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so I would really encourage you because if your relationship with Dave is a thing of the past, you want to kind of take everything that I was saying and integrate it so that you can find clarity in moving forward into a future relationship, if that makes sense. Perhaps your tendency is not one of an open heart. And so there's work to do with opening the heart. And with that King of Cups up there, the King of Cups is the master of that particular suit. But yeah, I just really sensing that suppression. So taking time to feel and to be okay with your emotions and to start to work through some of your emotions. All right, H Moon. What is H Moon's name? Dion is in the U.S., North Carolina. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I have a first cousin in North Carolina. Okay, H Moon. R. H Moon and R. H Moon R. Okay. Wow, that's kind of beautiful. Look at that. Heart and mind. I would say that the manifesting, that the energy around you is to build and to strengthen your relationship is extremely beautiful at this time. Like, look how warm and homey and also inspiring that energy feels. Right? You've created a container for the passion. You've created a container for the fire. The fire is sufficiently fueled. Like, it feels good. It feels really, really good. What brought you two together? Ooh, okay. So there's some cracks in the foundation. There is some cracks in the foundation. Right? This has been a card that's come up again. So again, I want to repeat, these messages are not just for the person who's in the reading. There's some need today. There's some need to feed. We need to remember to feed our relationships and feed them with whatever your partner needs, right? Not every partner needs the same thing. Some partners respond to touch. Some partners respond to language. Some partners respond to gifts. Some partners respond to acts of kindness. And there's cracks in the foundation. Your relationship needs nourishment. And you know how to do that, right? What is in the heart? Mother of Wands. Well, this is a lovely connection. Mother of Wands is mother. Okay, so your partner's name, R. So R is very maternal. R has a very so these are the two. I want to say masculine is not the right word, but these are the two, solar suits, and we have this very strong feminine energy in R. And both in the heart and in the mind, I would say that R is very invested in nurturing you and nurturing the relationship and caring for the relationship. With the Mother of Swords in the mind, sometimes R might feel a little bit sharp, but the heart is very sensual. And yeah, so this is the card that, let's see what the advice is. The advice is to allow this relationship to grow and kind of move to the next level. The outcome is it's the Nine of Pentacles, right? It's a card of material abundance. It's a card of comfort. So, the advice is here is to invest and to nourish this relationship so that it can grow. Hi, Kathy. Very, very interesting. I hope that helps, H-Man. Okay, so I don't know if Fareed put a question into the chat. Ha 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 ha. That's funny. Alana and Fareed are, that's funny. Okay, let's go to, hopefully Fareed is still here. Alrighty. And I thank you very much for your donations. For those of you that don't have access to Super Chat, there's also donation links in the description box below. Okay. So, Xenon and me, friendship, hidden feelings, or what else to expect. Okay. After Farid, I will do one more reading today. Alrighty. So this reading is for Xenon and Farid. And so Farid will be on the left and Xenon will be on the right. Unless, yeah, no, we'll do it that way. So the first person, because Farid is asking the question. There's another reason to perhaps do it the other way, but I feel like I just want to kind of stay with what I was doing. So this is Farid's heart, Farid's mind, Xenon's heart and mind. The foundation of the relation. Oh my God. Again. Okay. So everybody listen. The message today is to nourish your relationships. Don't neglect your relationships. Feed your partner. Feed your partner however they need to be fed. Let them know, right? The foundation of the relationship needs care. It needs attention. So provide the safety, provide the security, provide the safe space, provide connection. Okay? So very interesting, Farid, because it would appear that Xenon is very interested in a romantic relationship, but there's a lot that's going on in her mind at this time. She may still very well be processing some heartache, heartbreak. You know, and so maybe that is why down here in the foundation of the relationship, we have this challenging card. Your heart, to have a 6 at the heart space is so beautiful, Farid. Like this just shows me that you are willing to, and also we have the Temperance card here. You are willing to do whatever it is that you need to nourish and to look after this relationship. So I think the most important thing that you need to know is that while we have the Ace of Cups, which is the Ace of Love, the Ace of Hearts in her heart, she has some challenges that you may or may not be aware of. Okay, so the advice is to not hold back. We have the Magician and the Chariot. So the advice is to not hold back. The advice is to invite, to act, to do something. It feels like you are coming from a really beautiful place, and so that you may be able to help her through this challenge at this time. Okay, you're both men. Okay, excellent. Okay. Thank you for that. Okay, so so just know that in sorry for the mistake about the pronouns. So know that in Xenon's mind, and this might not be from a past relationship. It might be from something to do with Xenon's family. But in the mind, there is something that needs care, something that needs care. And you have the qualities that can really help with that. Again, so the advice is to act, to not hold back. Okay? I'm looking at what hashtag said. I do wonder if the 5 of Pentacles is about COVID and the pressure that is putting on couples financially. Yeah. That definitely makes sense. That definitely makes sense. The intention with this position is the reason that you came together. This has something to do with the foundation of the relationship. And so if this is to do with the financial stress that COVID is putting on relationships, and we aren't able okay, let's keep this really simple. So we're not able to dine out, not practically as well as financially. So how can we bring that nourishment to the relationship in a cost-free way? How can we provide that comfort? And maybe we have forgotten about providing that comfort and to make that a priority. So what is the one thing you could do for your partner today to make them feel safe, to make them feel comforted? Yeah. Sorry, big pause there. Big pause. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps, Fareed. Okay. I am going to do one more reading. I'm just going to comment on Teresa's question. I do have this deck and I haven't worked with it, but it's definitely, yeah, maybe I can actually think about a spread that I could use next week. I really, really like the decks. There's something about them that is really beautiful. I particularly like the So Below deck. Okay. Alana's commenting on the Botanica Tarot. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go to VM, and this is the last question for today. And I'm kind of feeling like I would like to come on again in the not too distant future and do some more readings. Actually, maybe with somebody else. I'm just feeling like in a reading mood. Unfortunately, I have another appointment, so I'm going to just do one more reading, and let's think of how I'm going to approach this one for VM. Okay, so that's 2 questions, right? Will I get my student visa? And is moving to Canada in alignment with my soul's path? Right? 2 questions. And the tarot can answer both of those questions, but not necessarily in the same reading. So why don't we do the yes, let's do the 3 aces spread to answer the yes, no question. And we'll see and then I'll see where I go from there. Okay. So 3 aces spread. We're looking for aces to show up to answer the yes/no question. Okay. You got your student visa rejected the first time. Wow. Okay. All right. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So 1 ace. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 aces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. So we have Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and 8 of Swords. So it looks like a yes because we have 2 aces, right? 2 aces would seem like the second round would be a go. I'm just wondering why that. And let's look at which aces are there. We have the we don't have the 8 of Wands. It would have been nice to have the Ace of Wands. We have we have the 2 feminine aces, the 2 lunar aces. But I really like that Ace of Pentacles in the center. It almost feels like a foundation, right? You planting your seed in Canada. That feels kind of good, actually. Okay, so now let's see if this is in your highest, interest on your soul path. Okay, so the question is coming to Canada. It's coming to Canada in your highest interest. Is it part of your path? So these are 2 yes/no questions. And it's going to be interesting to see if we get the same aces or if we get different aces and what the other cards are. Okay, so is it in your highest interest? 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so Son of Cups is facing away. We can zoom in so you can see here. Oops. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Sun. 1. Ace. Okay, so we have a repeating ace. All right. I love that the Sun card came up in the center. I love that. And I also like that we have a repeating ace for VM. And for those of you that read tarot, you'll know that the Ace of Cups is connected to the Holy Grail. And in this particular Sun card, I love that we kind of see the path ahead, right? There's a path, there's a journey. It's almost like there's a journey to Canada where the Holy Grail is received. I like that we have a cup on either side, right? And it's like, I don't know if you can see this, but there's like a path here. There's an opening here. There's a path. There's a journey involved here. And so the question is this journey to Canada in my highest, what was the question? Is it in my alignment with my soul's path? I would say yes. I would say yes. So both of these questions lean to the positive, and I would encourage you to put your energy into seeing this like it has already happened, to trust that the wheels are turning. Things don't always happen as quickly as we would like them to, but this feels very very supportive, VM. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that, my friends, is a wrap for today. And before I sign off, I just want to mention again that there's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of different ways that you can connect with me. And it's really nice to connect with you in a course, because that way, you know, I get to know you, I get to know your personality, and it also really makes a difference when I do readings for you on these, on YouTube Live. So the crystal course is coming up, and this was a request from somebody, and so I'm happy. I've taught this course many, many times. It's a 4-part workshop, and you can sign up for one or all of them. So in the first one, we talk about using a pendulum and all of the real basics. We're going to do a bit of gridding, workshop gridding as well in this class. So you can do one. It's an evening, Tuesday evening, Pacific time. And you can purchase it and watch the playbacks, but it's way more fun if you do it live. And that starts, if I didn't say, April 28th, Wednesday nights after my Facebook Live. I'm live in the Facebook group. The link's below for that. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m. And then this class is at 7 p.m. right afterwards. Read With Me 2 is a class that works with tarot and timing. And we, of course, will talk about predictive readings, but it's also about learning to work with the cycles of life and how if we develop our spreads, and how if we are aware of the cycles and the timings, and we have those kind of significators on our altars, either cards or other pointers, that it really helps to inform our readings. And so the whole theme of Read With Me 2 is about cycles of life and timing and tarot. And that begins on Wednesday, June 2nd. That is a morning class. Court Card Series 1 starts May 2nd. That's a Sunday class, Sunday morning class. And that one has kind of funny dates, so check out the dates. They are not sequential Sundays. There's a Mother's Day and there's a few other things that get in the way, so those dates are not sequential. Court Card Series 1 is a really good class for those of you that are struggling with reading the court cards. And it is more of a beginner's level. I do have a Court Card Series 2, which is not in the shop at this time. But this is I love working with the court cards, and I have lots of insight into relationships and reflections of relationships and understanding the courts through the tarot. So if that's something you struggle with in reading, starts on May 2nd. April 24th and 25th. So I'm doing 2 4-hour classes on April 24th and 25th. And this Saturday and Sunday, we're going to, if we could meet in person, I would feed you also, make you tea and be able to touch you and so forth. But I'm going to do everything I can to help you let go of some things, and then also to fill you up so that you feel that you can step into this next part of the year feeling a little stronger and freer and clearer. I have a lot of resources at my disposal, and you will receive guided meditations. You'll receive a bit of Reiki. We'll do some singing, chanting, laughing. We'll talk in circle. We'll share stories, and you will leave this weekend feeling a heck of a lot better than when you arrived. I have a whole video about this weekend that I did. So if you go to my channel and just put in the name of the retreat, you can watch a video where I talk about this. And then the only other class that's in the shop right now, other than yoga classes, is the Awaken Intuition number 2. That starts on June 15th. And if you didn't take Awaken Intuition level 1 and you have a meditation practice already, then I'd be happy to invite you to take this. But if you don't, then I would wait until Awaken Intuition 1 comes back up into the shop, and we can do that. So it's a class where I teach you lots of practices to help to still the mind, body, and soul, so that you can really tap into and start to listen to the signs and be more present in your life. Really be more present, be clearer, and be freer. So yeah, so lots going on, lots of ways to connect with me. Of course, you can book for a private reading or a private session. I teach a lot of private yoga as well too. So if you're not comfortable in your body, if you're having a hard time connecting your heart, your mind, your breath with body, when I teach the physical asana practice, there's a lot of breath that's involved as well too. And I'm very empathic, and so there's nothing that is canned, right? Everything is unique to you and your situation. And so private yoga or some kind of combination of readings and yoga is a wonderful way to work through your healing journey as well too. Yeah. So thanks for being here today, and I'll see you all for sure on Thursday, maybe before that as well too. Take care of one another. Be kind to one another. Namaste.